Hello guys, and today I want to share with you something that Harris sent us in the Discord, the community, and it addresses to all the community. So I just wanted to share it with you. And it's not me talking about the changes or anything. It's just knowing where Harris wants the game to go and explain it to the community, right? The decisions why. So I know that some of you won't watch the video and just is going to listen while eating or doing something else. So I'm gonna read it completely for these for you guys out there. And I know that some people will just not with video and just want to read them for themselves. So I'm gonna put it also in the description of the video if you want to do it by that. But this video is really just to share what Harris sent to the community, right? So let's get straight into it. A message to the hand of God's community. So the Hands of God development team wanted to address this community with the recent updates that have come to the game. As a studio, HI-REZ goes through rapid iteration of design inside our closed betas, because we're still in closed beta, remember guys, to capture the spirit of the game, while also making sure as many players as possible can enjoy what we create. You can read the full post on how HI-REZ does beta here, and it's a link basically saying what you should expect where in the HI-REZ betas. Um, and then since November of 2016, we have gone through multitudes of changes, and our latest patch has pushed us closer to our vision for the project. So CB 0.22 made changes to help player getting caught in decisions paralysis and making the average game time much longer than we ever intended. Okay, so before explaining why changes were made, we want to explain the three major issues that were occurring with two summoning stones, leaders versus gods, balance, and decision paralysis. So first, it was very unclear of what the difference between leaders and gods were to the majority of our players. This problem was exacerbated when we made the objective of the game to destroy the summoning stones. Leader became their own independent function within the game, being the only units to go back to your hand when defeated with ramping mana costs. This only added to the confusion player had. Second, Leader also introduced a number of balance concerns. Leader's ability are a cornerstone future in Hands of the Gods, and we want them to play into the theme of a pantheon, and having multiple leaders made this way too difficult. Cards would become disproportionately unbalanced between leaders' ability, which limited the ability to keep each pantheon thematic. Having multiple primaries objectives with two summoning stones increased the average game time significantly, with players becoming overwhelmed with the amount of potential move to think about in the span of 90 seconds. There were three deployment locations, there was range versus melee, movement potential of units, etc. This leads to most players not taking any action until significantly into their turn timer. So I think we can all agree on these points. Basically, that the first one being that some people didn't really understand why the leaders will come to your hand, or what was the point of the leaders. Um, and why you cannot use your ability. Some other people concern balance concerts, like Freya versus Odin in the same pantheon, is like two totally different ways and two totally different, like they said, disproportionately unbalanced between leaders' abilities. And one card will be really good with Soul, the other card will be really good with Odin, and then it's so hard to balance. And the third one being that I think that's right. Like even me, like you had so many things to think about before making one of the moves. You had to take everything in consideration, and I think that's not really cool to watch, right? Just watching a player thinking. So yeah, for competitive and just for casual people, I understand the third point. Now moving forward. To combat this, we removed leaders from the board, which allowed for straightforward understanding of all units. Leaders are clearly controlling their army, gods are different than minions, and summoning stones are the main objectives. This this helped eliminate confusion by giving players a clear path to victory in every match. Defeat my opponent summoning stone. Deck building was rather stale for each pantheon due to the small number of neutral units and cards inside each pantheon. Moving all units, non-god, into the neutral set opened up more options for every pantheon, while also allowing us to reinforce their core team. Due to the iteration in gameplay, the pantheon ended up losing track of their identities, and we were looking to rectify this in the and we are looking to rectify this in the upcoming patch and future patches. We have removed the secondary leader in each pantheon to give each pantheon more clarity and moved all minions into the neutral set to open up future design space. We want to give you an overhead look at the base identity we are giving to each pantheon. So basically, Zeus, ruling over Mount Olympus, Zeus focused on bringing his army of Greek gods into battle. His new ability, giving a god +1/+1, aims for a Mo Temple playstyle with varying control elements in his arsenal in the form of a war cries and spell. And I don't know if you watched my patch notes review, but this is exactly what I was seeing when I was reading the patch notes and I was thinking about Zeus and Greeks. Odin, the All-Father Odin, will not wait for Ragnarok and intends to win glory for Valhalla through aggression. His new ability spawns as a 1/1 Curse Warrior with charge, focusing on rushing his enemy down with overwhelming numbers and spell that buff his army to fearsome strength. This is also something that I was really feeling about Odin, and I think it was one of the path that was the most interesting for Norse. Ra, as Master of the Sun, Ra shines brightly over his army. His new ability, healing units in a column for 1, assures that none are left behind. Ra looks to find victory by both keeping his army alive with healing and controlling his opponent with powerful direct damage spells. And yeah, like I said, that was really thematic of Egyptians, and I love that also. Um, Now, keep in mind, like, this is really cool how they present each pantheon and each leader, and I think that will fit so good into like a tutorial or like just descriptive of the game, or it's just really cool how they worded that. Like, look at that, Bellona. Who better to lead the Roman army than the goddess of war? Using her battle experience, Bellona New's ability allows her to blink both friendly and enemy units to new locations, setting up tactical formation and disrupting the flow of your enemies on the battlefield are the key to finding victory for Rome. And again, like I was saying, so many movement abilities coming from Bellona, playing with the board a lot more than the other pantheons, and I love that. And Nuwa, the guardian of the heavens, is a fearsome opponent. With the ability to generate crescent blades, Nuwa looks to find victory through comboing her spells and unit with devastating efficiency. And again, like I said in the patch notes, this is exactly I got the feel for Chinese really comboing with their spells. So honestly, I am really proud of myself to understand what HI-REZ wanted to do with the last patch just by giving the patch notes really fast. And it's really cool, and I love that, honestly. But this is not about me. This is what they are saying to the community. So continuing on, as it currently stands, we are moving forward with the current game mode, which is only one summoning stone and no leaders on the board. Okay, just to make everybody clear, that's their intention. We feel like it is the strongest and that it match our vision for Hands of the Gods. These game modes allow the team to further team each pantheon and easily introduce a new style of play in the future. We aren't done yet though. We want to put more power in the player's hand to dynamically dictate the pace of the game by introducing cards that directly impact environmental tiles. Last patch, we introduced obelisks, the first player created obstacle in the game, and our plan is to continue to do this across all pantheons. So all pantheons are going to have a way to block movement, basically. That's what they're saying in the next patches. We have been experimenting with cards such as Emir Wall and traps to make each match become more dynamic, affected by the player. Instead of having set locations that are blocked off, be on the lookout for more cards like Obelisk in the future. Thank you to all the fans who have supported and worked with us since the beginning of closed beta. Special thanks to all those in the community Discord who have given valuable feedback over the months, created content, reported bugs, guided new player, and helped build the foundation for the Hands of the Gods community. And guys, if you're still not in the community, I really invite you to join the community. It's amazing. It's on Discord. You can just go on the Reddit of Hand of the Gods. You can have the link there, and you can just join the community. In no specific order, and with the knowledge that we are 100% missing a lot of other names that have had an influence on the development of the game, I guess they're thanking Stoof, Ukisich, Ahel, 5 Large Fries, Deadwalker 7000, which is me, by the way, Kenny, Jittins, Douglas, Namasil, Yukai, Kenny again, 2 times Kenny, LPX Twisted, Belgian Grump, Namasil again, 2 times Namasil. They should have really, pushed them. They didn't want to forget them. Ampham, Jolnir, Potpie, Singularity, Illy, Mr. C4, Chrono, Strixus, Nuka the Luca, Race Cars, Comcast employees, and should I say, and others. So yeah, guys, this is basically the message that HI-REZ wanted to address to the community of Hand of the Gods. Thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed and that you know a little bit more where the game goes. And I'll see you soon in the next video.